Hey there, I'm Swiftkey and welcome back to Oxenfree. So after thinking it over, I think I am going to go and look for all of the letters. I know that might take a while. There's apparently 13 of them, I believe, so it isn't going to require a lot of running around the island. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bop around the island and pick up all the letters, and I'll basically just record when I find the letters and read them out. I won't record the bits of me running around the island so that you guys don't have to watch me basically walk around for like 2 hours. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. So the last clue we got, this letter here in front of the lighthouse, I didn't actually look up the letters or their contents or anything or where they were. I did look up this specific letter because the colored fields clue kind of confused me a bit, but this is apparently the very first letter. So she talks about being offered the job at Fort Milner in that particular letter, I believe, and the clue was colored fields. So if we haul up the map, I think if we go to the left here on the top of Discovery Cliffs, that might be where we find it, because there was nowhere in Epiphany Fields that I saw a letter. So yeah, let's I don't know why Alex is showing up over there when she's actually by the lighthouse, but anyway, so let's head over that way and see if we can find the next clue, because I really want to get the backstory of what is happening in this area. Yeah, so this is the colored field, so this is another
woman, Marianne Bozick, helped her transcribe the ghost's transmissions.
Marianne Bozick, forever engraved on the command annex's memorial plaque, was a kind, humble woman who helped me decode the ghost's unusual messages. I don't think she ever really believed my hypothesis that they were relays from the sunken submarine, even though she corresponded with, as she put it, a man named Calvin, an electrician who died on the Kanaloa. I pieced together the truth, the cover-up, and my own tragic mistake that killed him and his mates over months of careful deciphering. Okay, so these letters are not actually in order. Hopefully, we'll still be able to piece the story together. If worse comes to worse, I'll just go on the internet and look up all the letters and read them in order to kind of help me figure out what's going on. But it sounds like she did figure out it was ghosts contacting her through the radio, and that they were trying to get some kind of message to her. So let's open up the radio. What's the next hint, Maggie? Whole lot of nothing. Really? Alright, well, I'm gonna wander about and see if I can find any more letters.
Everything becomes a Alpha, November, Tango, India, Quebec, Uniform, Echo, eventually. Everything becomes a Alpha, November, Tango, India, Quebec, Uniform, Echo, eventually.
Oh, antique. It's right below me there. Okay, so everything becomes an antique eventually, so I'm guessing it's in front of the antique shop. Keep your eyes peeled for sparkles. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god, the Kanaloa was destroyed by friendly fire? We've been lied to all this time.
Really? The USS Walter Roy, a destroyer escort, sunk the U.S. Kanaloa with friendly fire on October 25th, 1943. It held a developmental nuclear reactor in its belly and had been sent out weeks earlier as a test of its capabilities. Relatively few even knew of its existence, which tripled the base's confusion when the submarine's communications had been cut. No one outside of a handful of us would ever know the truth. I would discover later that a weapons technician of the Walter Roy had been at Francis Salter's wedding. Salter was an engineer on the Kanaloa. I don't know why, but it's strange to me. Wow. So it was all hushed up. Makes sense. It's military, right? So I'm not surprised that stuff got hushed up. So is that the only letter around here, I guess?
Huh. Guess we're not going in there again. Whatever happened must have caved in the opening.
I saw a sparkle here. Yes. Okay, so this one didn't actually have a clue, but basically I'm just oh my gosh, I can't talk. Methodically going to each of the sections of the map and just I'm flicking on the radio, and then I'm also, if there's no clue, I'm just walking around looking for sparkles. So
Maggie says she hopes the notes are found by the correct person. Well, I guess that'll have to be us.
To whoever is finding these notes, understand my hope is that by enshrouding this intelligence in such an obtuse manner, its detection will discourage most innocent seekers, thereby allowing it to befall the correct person, and not the easily distracted military mind nor the typically bewildered excursionist. I do not blame the submarine's crew. I don't believe its passengers like Henry Griffin can even understand what has truly happened to them. You do not have to forgive me for my myriad failures, but please remember the name Anna Shea. Know that she did not deserve her fate. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, so she doesn't blame the ghosts for what they're doing. She doesn't think they even truly understand that they're dead. And, you know, she says, like, you don't have to forgive me, but remember Anna, because she didn't deserve what happened to her. That is so sad. I wonder what actually did happen to Anna. I'm sure the letters will eventually tell me. I don't know if this actually goes anywhere. I haven't actually been up this way before. Oh, this might be just another way up from the cliffs. Yeah, so there doesn't appear to be a clue here, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I'll keep looking around. Alright, so we're back at the fields. Still no clue on the radio. I guess I'll just go up this, like up that bridge there, because I haven't actually been this way before. And then we can kind of circle around. I think this eventually leads up to Fort Milner. Let's double check and see if there's any more.
First, we will eat and drink, and then we'll go and see the girls, yes?
Oh no, I'm supposed to be on 140. Am I checking the wrong station? God, I hope not. 140.1. Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Okay, I haven't actually... I saw this in my flashback, but I haven't actually seen this statue in this time period. It's 102 or something.
And the tragic sinking of the USS Kanaloa, the fort's spirit will always be that of the watchful sentry, steady, protective, and ever vigilant of enemies both foreign and domestic. This is the Sentry, sculpted by Lieutenant Peter Hasborough. It was installed here in 1979 to remind all who view it of Fort Milner's original intent, to serve as a beacon of harbor defense. Though the base would eventually become acclaimed as the birthplace of many radio innovations during World War II, and until its deactivation would be known more for its schooling and the tragic sinking of the USS Kanaloa, the fort's spirit will always be that of the watchful sentry, steady, protected.
Okay. Alright, so there doesn't appear to be a clue around here, so let's keep going and keep our eyes peeled for sparklies.
Under the ladder, below the Tango, Oscar, Whiskey, Echo, Romeo. Under the ladder, below the Tango, Oscar, Whiskey, Echo, Romeo.
Under the tower.
Under the ladder.
Under the ladder below the tower. Okay. Oh, I already got that one. That's the one at the comm tower. Okay. So I already have that one. So I don't think the clues are really going to help me. I think I'm just going to have to basically... Was this open before? Guess I'll go in here. I'll just have to kind of walk around and keep my eyes peeled for sparklies on the ground. It's probably going to be my best way of finding these letters.
If you want directions, this, Golf, Uniform, India, Delta, Echo, can help.
If you want directions, this.
If you want directions, this golf.
G.
Uniform.
U,
India.
I,
Delta. Echo.
D,
Can help.
E. If you want directions, this guide can help. Oh, Adler letter.
Maggie brought her friend Anna here to help, I guess.
When people in the comms department began transferring off, I was able to convince my higher-ups, including coincidentally one eventual Army passenger aboard the Kanaloa, Henry Griffin, to bring Anna on board as a replacement. Anna had been working in broadcasting, so it made enough sense to the upper ranks. Incidentally, when I dream, it's usually during this time period, amidst the change, and I'm trying to prevent Anna from ever coming. Oh, that's sad. She blames herself for not only the deaths on the Kanaloa, but the death of Anna as well. Some more of those piled up rocks. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Our good friend Tony the Tiger's still here. Oh, the creepy handprints.
Time for Fina, Lima, Echo, Echo, Papa. In the middle of things. Time for Fina, Lima, Echo, Echo, Papa. In the middle of things.
Time for sleep in the middle of things?
Time for Fina, Lima,
I can't get that
Echo.
first one.
Echo.
Time for sleep in the middle of things. Oh, maybe it's that army barracks I saw over here. Yeah.
It says that the base first found the ghost's messages here.
First transmissions from the lost soldiers were recorded here by a signal officer training new recruits. I heard about it soon after. Yes, word of the childlike, almost playful messages spread quickly, but the broadcasts were usually dismissed as an ongoing prank, faulty equipment, or AM stations bouncing off the Midland. However, after I successfully decoded one as a mayday from Calvin Gilbert, and I'm guessing that's supposed to say electrician, who perished on the USS Kanaloa, I knew it had to be something more. So that was the first time someone had intercepted the radio transmissions. Oh my. Oh, there's another radio locked door there, so I will have to check that out. But let's... So I think that one where it was like at the ladder at the bottom of the tower was in the last part there, so got that one. Sweet. Let's see if there's anything in here. Whole lot of nothing. Oh, wasn't that fun? There's definitely no sparklies on the ground, right? No. Alright, let's continue on with the search. Under the ladder below the tower. I'm pretty sure that's... Unless it's talking about this tower. I think that might be talking about the comm tower, and I already found that one. Oh, no, it is talking about this one.
The communication school here taught them how to make codes.
Also known as cookies. Recruits learned communications technology here, and several others learned code breaking, it's true, but due to my aptitude in math and mechanical engineering, I was assigned code making, specifically ciphers with which to conceal projects from even other government agencies. It was a job I grew increasingly uncomfortable with, but my keen interest in radio science had me pulling double duty as a comms officer. I remember one of the Kanaloa's engineers, Francis, calling me a radio woman. As far as he knew, it was my only job. Wow. So she actually made the codes. That would explain why she's so obsessed with the radio locks. But that also explains why she was able to decipher the ghost messages.
A penny for a Whiskey, India, Sina, Hotel.
Penny for a wish. So, well, must be a wishing well.
They, Maggie and Anna tried to bring the soldiers back in the cave.
After stealing equipment from this relay station, Anne and I entered the cave just before dawn to try and communicate directly with the crew of the USS Kanaloa. We successfully tuned into the source of the temporal tear and spoke, albeit briefly, to Henry Griffin, an SOC surgeon who died on the sub. But the power overwhelmed my dear Anna, and she was absorbed into its ridge. All that remains there now is the flickering hue of a partially open gate, a window to a perpendicular space that seems to have augmented the submarine's call. But of all my regrets, perhaps the deepest is knowing that Anna's last vision was of me fleeing from her in terror. Oh, so she got absorbed into it. Okay, so I'm starting to think that our plan of, like, passing through the rift to close it from the other side is probably not a good idea. Don't think that's going to work out in our favor. I think I accidentally left Jonas behind. Oops. Sorry, Jonas. Check for another clue.
The non-stop for view at the cliffs. Lima, Echo, Foxtrot, Tango, Edge. The non-stop for view at the cliffs. Lima, Echo, Foxtrot, Tango, Edge. The non-stop for view.
That's really hard to make out, but it sounded like Lima something Foxtrot.
The non-stop for view at the cliffs. Lima,
Echo,
Foxtrot,
Foxtrot,
Tango,
Tango.
The non-stop for view at the cliffs. Lima, Echo, Foxtrot, Tango.
Left, edge. Something about the cliffs at the left edge. So I'm guessing this is what it meant, cliff at the left edge. Yes.
Oh, Maggie thought that the way the ghosts can talk to us and vice versa is waves.
Anna and I frequently conducted tests at what was once the East Barracks here during the brutal winter of '51. Waves of any kind, radio, nuclear, electromagnetic, seemed able to pass through all existences under certain circumstances, which explained our ability to get communiques sent from them. This might also justify the frequency of hearing one of the Kanaloa's electrician's call signs, Calvin Gilbert, come echoing through the relays. On April 4th, 1952, we would attempt to reverse the manifest breakdown and bring the soldiers back. They were just trying to save them. And I can understand why she would want to do that, because she feels responsible. She misinterpreted the distress call and sent out the order to surrounding ships to scout and destroy. So that means that the friendly fire that destroyed the U.S. Kanaloa was from her sending, the other ships to go check it out. And I can only imagine how much that weighed on her, knowing that it was her fault. Can I not get anywhere from the campgrounds? Oh look, our creepy shadow friend is still there. Let's see if there's a clue.
People lose their names and give them to Golf, Romeo, Alpha, Victor, Echo, Cena.
Yes. People lose their names and give them to their graves. So, the graveyard. Because there's that old graveyard down here. I'm assuming there's not going to be more than one letter in each area. Yeah, there we go.
She thinks that the ghosts were pushed out of our reality and maybe aren't actually dead?
Wait, what? Not actually dead? My belief, bolstered by Anna's and my research conducted largely at the Catbird station where interruptions were rare, is that the men and women of the U.S. Kanaloa were separated from our dimensional existence by the implosion of the submarine's nuclear reactor. I identified one passenger, Henry, by his call sign, and his confused diction and reliance on game logic says to me that their emotional states, if not mental states, have been reduced to that of children, a thought I cling to when I envision Anna's demise. So that's why they keep, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That explains why they're always like, do you want to play a game? Like, everything's a game to them. And they keep saying, like, we wouldn't hurt you, we're your friends. Like, you're our playthings, kind of a thing. So they've kind of regressed to this childlike state. But they may not be dead. They may just be stuck in another dimension, which explains why they're so desperate to get out. It also explains why they don't really understand what's happened to them and why they're, you know, trying to take us over because their time was stolen and that's unfair. You can see the childlike logic there. Like, our time was stolen from us and it's unfair, so we should be able to take your time. Alright, where haven't I been? I think Towie Woods is the last stop on this tour.
A fallen tango, Romeo, echo, now called something else.
A fallen tree, now called something else. Oh, the log.
I guess Maggie was the one who had this place turned into a park.
After the fort closed, I used the considerable resources from my father's endowment to buy up most of the land or influence government officials to clear that which I could not buy protected. I've not been entirely successful, and have watched in horror as a small tourist industry has precariously sprung up upon this cursed island. Even the family of one of the sailors who died, Calvin Gilbert, set up a restaurant to cater to inquisitive out-of-towners. I can promise this, though. The museum will never happen, and the beach and caves will be boarded up. She was trying to protect people from coming here, because she knew what would happen. She knew that the angry spirits trapped in the other dimension would hurt anyone who came here. Stupid teenagers. You should have known better. Okay, and this is going to lead us back to the field. Did I get them all? I don't know if I did. I might have to double check. I'm not getting any more clues on the radio. Okay, I'm just going to go and double check and make sure that I got all of the letters. I don't know if it's going to make a difference at the end, but I'd rather have them all just to be sure. Okay, so it does turn out that I did get all of the letters. So it looks like Maggie Adler was hired to work on the island as a comms person. She actually ended up making a lot of the code, and she also worked the radio. And while she was doing that, she received a distress call from the Kanaloa, misinterpreted it, did the required action, which was basically tell any friendly ships in the area to search and destroy, and the Kanaloa sank. So she felt responsible for that. And then they started getting these weird transmissions in the bunker, or not the bunker, in Fort Milner, in that bedroom area. And she figured out that it was actually the people from the Kanaloa. She decoded their messages, I guess, from her coding experience. And she discovered that it was actually them trying to reach out and contact them. So she brought in her friend Anna to help her, and they decoded all of their messages and determined that they may have not actually died. They may have been pulled into another dimension when the nuclear reactor in the sub imploded after it was hit with a missile or whatever. So, and that they've reverted to this kind of childlike state, which, like I said earlier, makes sense based on how they've been treating me throughout the game. And her and Anna tried to go through the rift and pull the people out and save them, but Anna ended up being absorbed by whatever the rift is, and Maggie went on to try and protect people from coming to the island. She bought up as much land as she could. She tried to get whatever she could protected, but that didn't really help. Still became a bit of a tourist attraction. And then, like we know that she recently passed away, and this might be what has triggered this surge in these dimensional beings again, because she's no longer around to protect the island and make sure that people don't go sticking their noses where they shouldn't. So yeah, so that's the whole backstory, but that I'm kind of glad I went and got the letters. One, because I'm really interested in the backstory of this place, and two, it sounds like our plan to go through the rift and try to close it is probably not the best idea in the world, because that sounds like that's what Maggie and Anna tried to do, and Anna ended up dying or getting absorbed, or, you know, she might actually be the one who has possessed Clarissa. Actually, it would explain why the one who has possessed Clarissa is so angry. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave this part here. I know it was a lot of running around and me grabbing letters, but I know the next part is probably the end of the game, so I kind of want to do that as its own separate part. So if you did like this video and you are enjoying this series, please press the like and subscribe button. It means a whole lot to me that you guys support me in this YouTube endeavor that I've embarked on, and I really hope that you are enjoying my videos and finding them entertaining. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Have a great day!